Hello and welcome into Tough Gaming, guys. As you can see, I think I've pushed these mods to the limits again. And yeah, they're all working fine together, guys. And as you can see, I've pushed I've mixed them, I've pushed them, I've added other ones, and they're all working together fine, guys. So yeah, this looked really good, don't get me wrong. But yeah, as you've seen by the pictures, I had to take it a little step further, didn't I? Because this looks cool as it is, to be honest. But yeah, I had to test it a little bit more and try and push the game even more. Because yeah, don't get me wrong, as you can see, they do disappear at distance. It's the same as the plant mod as well. On the water, they disappear at distance as well. But it's not a big deal. But yeah, shame about the visual sometimes. So the shape, as you can see, is already there from earlier. Because like I said, I was just testing the mod and see how far it could go. But now I think I can push it this far a little bit further now and try and make another level again. And like I said, I can show you the pictures. There it is, that it's done. But I don't like just doing that, guys. I like to show you my process of how I get that, and hopefully you guys can give it a go as well. Because yeah, it's easy just to show you the pictures and say, look, I've done this, but actually showing you and teaching people who've never used it or is struggling with these features. And like I said, I was testing the mods out anyway. And if you follow my channel, I do like creating lakes with the mod, as you can see on this map. We've already done a little tutorial on how to create the little ponds. But like I said, this new waterfall mod now, and the rocks, is just combining with the other mods what's already on here. And like I said, the waterfall mod, I wanted to test and see how far I could push it earlier in the other video. And they work really well. Like I said, with the rocks, that was another mod. That works really well. So let's see if we can push it a little bit further and actually try and stick even more mods on top of each other. So yeah, like I said, with the water feature, I'm going to be trying to add another waterfall level up this end as well. So we'll have another little lake up here. And I'm going to see if I can put the waterfall on top of that again. Just to try and, well, not break the game, but see how far I can push it again with all these different mods. Because I wasn't really expecting them all to work together as good as they have. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad, but as you can see, the colours are different. It is a lighter blue. So that might, excuse me, sorry. So that might stand out quite a bit. I know there is a different colour in this mod, the water mod. But I think that's an even darker green or like a browny colour. So I don't think that's going to match either with the waterfall mod. You can see the difference in the colours. But it could still be okay. But that's the basic shape we got there, guys, which we started earlier. So now, like I said, I'm just going to try and, well, the end result looked really good actually. So yeah, this is all the same again. This is like a little tutorial again, guys. You can see what I've done. I've raised the levels up. So we've got like a little pond there. But like I said, that left side, I can't do anything with that left side. So we just need to try and work around it like I always do. I always try and figure out other ways of using that. Because this all started off from one of my subscribers having problems because the ground wasn't level. So that's how we made the little island and the pond. Because the little island we couldn't level off, it was just a hole where a building or something was before. So like I said, there's ways around everything. It's just thinking out of the box sometimes. Just having a wild imagination and just trying to do it. But with these mods, yeah, it will let you go a little bit far sometimes. But yeah, I'm loving this. And like I said, in 22 I actually built my own mountain to live on. So the landscaping feature does work pretty well in 22 and on this now. 25 when it first came out, we had loads of problems, but most of the bugs are fixed now, I think. Right, that looks okay there, I think. And like I said, these rocks work really good, overlapping with each other and all sorts. So it does work pretty well. Right then, so this is the 50 meter. Right, there's the other colour, guys. Let me show you. It's really dark and murky. It's like a browny colour. So that definitely ain't going to match either. So yeah, I think I will go with the blue. The same again, it's just matching the sizes, seeing what I fit. And you can definitely see the colour difference with the smaller pieces. If I can get it on there. Wow, that is a big piece. Yeah, they're not going to work. But yeah, like I said, I'm still messing around with all these different things myself. But I do like this water feature, I think it's amazing. Right. Right, let's paint this before I forget, because once our water's down, that's the end of that. Right, let's get on in. I usually forget to do this, to be honest. I usually just try and rush to the end result rather than thinking about all this kind of stuff. It's nice to try and make it a little bit realistic if I can. At least in my builds, not my farming. Very rarely I play realistic in farming. But yeah, my builds, I do like them to try and look natural. Right, let's have a look at this. Right, so we know for definite this is going to be too big. But all I'm trying to do is match the water levels, if that makes sense. With that mod, and it's really hard to see. Might be a little bit easier on PC, but... Right, you can see the blue is definitely a little bit higher than the mod. But we might be able to hide that with the stones now, or the rocks. But we definitely have to bring this level out more. And try and hide some of that water, should we say. Right then, so we've got a leveling tool. I'm going to try and level all this off now. I might have to raise it up higher, but for now I'll just try and level it off. So like I said, if you're not used to the sculpting tool, guys, never be afraid to try anything. Right, so there we are, that's the basic shape now, so we can see it's not hanging over. And I have got loads of tutorials on the sculpting tool, guys. And if you ever got a question, don't be scared to ask. Right then, so I was testing to see if this would actually work on the water. And it actually does, guys. As you can see by the end result of the pictures at the start. And this bit, I didn't even see this bit in the mod area. So this has got its own little bit of water level to it as well. But it also got the two running bits of water running off. So I think that looks really cool. Right. Let's try and get this bit a minute, guys. So we see if I can hide most of this. Because like I said, they are two different levels. And I am speeding this up as much as I can as well. We're missing too much out. But like I said, I like showing you how I get to certain points in the game. Rather than just say, there's the picture, there it is, hey, it's done. And then people asking me, how did I do that? Where did I do that? How? What mod? So I just like to show everyone straight at the start what mods it is. And how I get to the final result, rather than just showing you the final result. Because hopefully you guys are getting the confidence now to do it yourselves and try these different things out. But like I said, before you do any sort of a build, just make sure you save your game, guys. And then if it does go wrong, then you can always go back and change it. And make sure you haven't got auto save on as well. Because, yeah, that could mess you up. Especially if you don't like how it's actually going to build. Right. So that could be okay. Just have to try it now. Like I said, I used the plants as well, so that helped to hide certain things as well. Right, let's just level this off as best I can a minute. Right. Let's give this another try. Right, that's the wrong one. Right. Yeah, I don't think these strips are going to work. And like I said before with the joins, they always do ripples, so you're better off just trying to find one piece for one size, if that makes sense. Right. Because the joins do make a ripple all the time. Right, I haven't quite covered that, I don't think. But yeah, I think it'd be easier with a mouse to try and get the levels. Right, but I do like this. There's the other bit, like I said, with the waterfall. There is a squirt of water behind it. Yeah, if I could get that to work at the right height, that could be quite cool. Same again, it's just messing around. I can't quite see whether the heights are going to be right. If I thought it'd work on them rocks, that'd be quite cool. The same again, I'd have to lift up the levels again maybe to get it to match, to make it look real. But yeah, that looks pretty cool, guys. He's done a fantastic job with this. So I think the model is Ian. What a mod. Fantastic. And it works well with the water mod and the rocks as well, actually. They all work well together. But yeah, that don't look too bad at all there, guys. But like I said, you just got to try and remember what nature does and how the world works sometimes, just to get things to fit and how we would look. Just be free with your imagination, let it run. And yeah, it can have some pretty good outcomes sometimes. But yeah, I'm just trying to work out where else I could use that now. That does look pretty cool. Right. So I'm thinking off the back maybe, but yeah, maybe not. Right, let's see if this works here. But as you can see, it's on top of the water mod as well, so they do work well together, which is pretty surprising because there's usually a collision anywhere near the water mod. But this is perfect. So yeah, he's worked around that somehow, that's brilliant. Right, same again, bit more decoration. And like I said, most of this is going to be preference to you guys as well. What you like, what size rocks you want to use, what shape rocks. Right, I was just going to fill that in and have the one. But yeah, I had a bit of a brainwave. And I thought, can I put it with this side? And that worked out pretty well, I think, guys. And like I said, it's on top of another mod there, so no conflictions at the moment. But that looks pretty cool. The same again, that you can just do so much now. I'm just amazed the game would let you do something like this anyway, to be honest, with a landscaping feature. I think it's pretty amazing. I've never played a game where you can literally do what you want on it. But yeah, I think that looks pretty cool now. But yeah, same again, guys. It's just fitting the right ones, looking the right shapes, and just see what develops. Like I said before, I never got a plan what I'm going to do. It always just develops. Same earlier, I thought earlier that was going to be the end of it. That was a good enough build. But then I thought, can I push it any further? Can I take a one step higher? Can I make it higher? Can I put that on top of that then? Will they work together? And yeah, until you try, you just never know, guys. And yeah, I think the end result speaks for itself. But yeah, that bit just won't go into that bit of grind there for some reason. It's just not working, so this could be just a little bit too high for it to change the actual size or the pattern of it. This video is going on quite long, guys. I'm just trying not to miss anything out, to be honest. Because like I said, if you guys want to recreate this or do something yourself, then something I'm doing could help you out or give you an idea. Like I said, rather than just show you the picture and say, wow, there it is. This is what I've done. I like to show you my processes and how it actually all works together. Right, so I'll just bring that out a little bit further because I just couldn't match anything in here. I could just block it off with loads of rocks. But it might be a good idea just to leave patches here, there and everywhere, just a little bit of greenery like we did on the other side. The same again, I didn't know until I tried. Right, so let's paint some of this in with the rock texture. So this is a base game anyway, rock texture, which I'm glad they brought out in the end. Right, so we could even have all this side of nice green grass growing patches all up the side of this. The same again now, I've got my little brain thinking we could bring that out further and maybe have a little picnic area built up there. So yeah, my brain's ticking over all the time now with different ideas, because that could be a lovely scenery. Come and have a picnic, bring that up, come across. Yeah, the ideas are there, guys. My brain's always ticking over when it comes to landscaping and stuff. But yeah, just add in a few trees or a little bit of colour. Does change the whole shape sometimes and the whole look of things. So yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. The same again, unless you try, you never know, guys. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think so far, guys. That looks pretty cool. But same again, I couldn't just stop there. I wanted to try other things. Add a bit more decoration, trees, and see if the water mob, the plants, would work on top, and see how it looked. I wish they'd bring trees from Farming Simulator 22. I don't really like the ones in 25, and they haven't brought over the ones from 22 over. There was a lot better selection, to be honest. Right, that don't look too bad now. I've added a few trees, bit of colour. But like I said, it's up to you guys how you take the next steps. But that don't look too bad. But same again, I couldn't just leave that alone. I think I knew I could do better. And see if I could push the game a little bit more. But that don't look too bad. Right, so this is where we're testing these bits now. And yeah, as you can see, they work fine. It was just trying to get, I don't know, how it would look in nature, in my head. Because yeah, if I could shrink some of these, they'd be perfect. But yeah, it took a lot of messing around and a lot of wangling. And yeah, some of them do go through the rocks as well. But that's the only way I could get them to fit on some of them, where they still look pretty natural. So yeah, like I said, I do mess around and test little things and try push it to the boundary sometimes. But yeah, half of it, like I said, is just hidden inside each other. So like the rocks is quite a bit hidden inside the rocks and probably hanging out of the rocks. But I will have a quick run round at the end, and I'll show you what mistakes I've made as I'm running. Where it is clipping through in certain areas, and where the water level haven't quite reached, or just you can just see the difference. But yeah, I wish they bring the trees over from 22, because yeah, I don't like half of these trees, to be honest. I like you can change the size. I just don't like the style of trees. But yeah, I don't think I've overdone it with the decorating. I think that could be just right. Whoosh. Yeah, it looks pretty good now. Like I said, it looked good earlier, but yeah, I think this is taking it another level. The same again, you can just keep going with the height, just keep extending it. And yeah, you can just, the imagination just go wild. But I am pretty impressed with that, to be honest. Same again, leave me a comment, guys, and let me know what you think. Did I overdo it with the decoration? Or is that just right? But yeah, as you can see, they do disappear from distance. Right. So yeah, this worked pretty good. You can see the two different waters there. I tried sticking a little bit of water decoration, flowers, the water plants, as you can see, clipping through the rock. You didn't see this. No, you didn't see that either. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Looks like it's been here for a long time as well. A little lagoon. But yeah, that looks cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching if you stayed this long. It's a pretty long video. But like I said, I don't like missing anything out if I can help it. And the sound off the waterfalls are pretty cool as well. But that does look nice. Looks like it's been here for ages. I didn't just make it. But yeah, the sounds are good. The water's good. And yeah, it looks pretty natural to me now. But yeah, you can see where that water's joining though. I didn't quite hide that properly. But maybe I might be able to mess around with it and get rid of that, but sticking a rock there or something, or changing it. But yeah, it does look pretty cool around here. There's another join there you can see. But apart from that, the whole build has come together really nicely now, I think. Started off with this island we just couldn't landscape. It was just lumpy and bumpy, it looked horrible. But yeah, we've turned it into a bit of a beauty spot now, I think. So yeah, thanks for your time as always, guys. Much, much appreciated. Bye!